Hello, everyone. ACCA students, specifically those who are appearing for a tax exam, what I'll be doing, I'll be recording the solution record, will be practicing the specific paper, which is tax UK September, December recent past paper, right? It is available on the practice platform. So what I'll be doing, one by one, I'll be solving the three of each questions. Mean there's a 110 marks question, 115 marks, and there are two 15 marks question. So we'll be solving on the practice platform. So let's start. First of all, always remember, whenever you are solving a question on the practice platform, do save this as a offline, right? So now let's just start the practice. Okay, make sure if you're appearing for a first time, let's say your skill level paper, text is the first paper. So make sure that just read those introduction and all that. So you'll be get clarified regarding what are the guidelines and all that. And it's very important that you see the whole screen, because if you are not going to scroll the complete screen, it will show error. It will show you again and again that you have not viewed the entire screen yet. So make sure that whenever you are going for a next, just make sure that you are completely viewing the entire screen. Now you can start your exam. Okay. Uh, I hope all of you are aware regarding section C pattern. There will be a 10-mark question. Then there are going to be a 215 marks question. So listen very carefully. You are not supposed to solve the 10 marks question first, because it is a text planning question. It will take a lot of time. Make sure that you go for a 15 marks question first. What is the sequence you are supposed to solve in the, let's say you're supposed to follow in the paper? Solve the MCQs, 15 MCQs, then solve the 3 OT cases. Definitely each OT cases will be having a 5 MCQs. So 15 plus 15, it will be 30, question 30. Then 31 question will be for the 10 marks. Do not solve it. Solve it in the end, after completing the 215 marks question. So I'm also ignoring this question right now. I'll be coming after solving 215 marks question. So this is 10 marks question. Just go to the next 3 marks. As I have not seen the entire screen, see, it is showing error. 3 plus 4, 7 marks. See, 4 marks, 7 marks. And then will be a 3 marks, 10 marks. Just leave this question. We'll be solving in the end. Right now, we'll be focusing on the other question. That other question is going to be completely different. That other question is going to be completely different. We'll be solving that question. Now, this is the 15 marks question, the question 32. It will be having a different requirement, but we'll be starting this question. Most probably, it seems like a income tax question, because Michelle is an individual, Michael is an individual, right? Commence self-employed. So it's most probably self-employed area for we might have to calculate the trading profit or something. But before moving toward the calculation question, 2 marks, you have to briefly explain, not detail, just briefly explain 4 of the badges of trade. 4 of the badges of trade which may be used to distinction between trading and non-trading. I often, whenever I teach the self-employment area, I start from this specific topic, that is called whether you're operating as a business or not. Maybe you are just operating as you are just selling a one-off transaction. You are doing a one-off transaction. That is not business. That is sale of asset. You'll be paying capital gain tax. But whether you're operating as a business, whether you're doing as a trade or not, there are certain form of badges, there are certain form of indicators which indicate that this person is actually carrying a trade, not let's say carrying non-trading activities. So remember, you have to explain 4. And I guess there's a short form in the Kaplan book as well that is called SO form. I will be giving headings, badges of trade. Briefly just explain badges of trade, and you have to write 4. 1, SO form, right? It was SO form. First of all, subject matter. right? Second, ownership period. What I just remember, I will list down the four. So form, frequency of transaction, and fourth, I'm writing, let's say, motive. Now just explain, right? Subject matter, what type of product you are selling, what type of goods you are selling. Briefly explain what type of product or goods, products or services you are selling that indicate whether trade or not. Ownership period, less ownership period indicate that person carrying business, right? Because normally business, when you are carrying your business, your inventory, you are selling it again and again. Your ownership period, just buying, let's say you have bought the product goods 2 days ago, and now you are selling maybe on the same day. Whenever you are carrying your business, your inventory ownership period, your ownership period is going to be less. Frequency of transaction, if person carrying transactions again and again, that indicate trading. Briefly explain. Sam, if the motive is to earn profit, it indicate trading. Now you'll get 2 marks for this. You have to just briefly explain that how person is going to identify, how the court or how the HMRC is going to decide whether this business is actually carrying a trading or not. Why it matters? Because if you are carrying a trade, then it will be a trading profit subject to income tax. But if you are not carrying trade, it is a non-trade activity, one of transaction, then you have to pay capital gain tax. For this, it is very important to distinction between the trading and non-trading. So these are the 2 marks, very straightforward. Now, let's talk about the another part. What's the another part? Again, see, I have not viewed the entire screen, so it will be showing again error. Now, for the 7 marks, there are 7 marks. 15 marks question, there are subparts, 2 marks, now 7 are going to 9. Calculate, as there are 3 requirements, so last requirement is going to be for the 6 marks. First one for the 2 marks, this is 7 marks, 2 plus 7, 9. So the last requirement would be, as you are aware that total marks 15. So last is going to be for the 6 marks. Calculate tax adjusted trading profit. We have to calculate tax adjusted trading profit if he elects to use the accrual basis. Okay. Using accrual basis. It is just your heading. You'll be calculating tax adjusted, and always remember, read these notes. They are very important. Often student does not read that. You should start your computation with the cash basis net profit. They have already calculated this net profit. We have to start from this. Net profits 76,620. Right? You can put the pound sign here from Control C and just Control V. Right? Although you can enter the pound sign from currency function as well. Most probably, I guess, from this. You can put the pound sign from here as well. How you can put? Just click on the custom. And then custom, after clicking on the custom, go to the currency and put the pound sign. Apply. Right? Just apply and do the OK. So enter 0. Enter 0. You will see the pound form. You can enter this form as well, although you can copy paste as well. It's up to you, right? This is very important, although. Now, what are the requirements? You should be starting your computation with the profit figure of this 76620 and list all items referred to note 1 to 5. There are 1 to 5 notes. 1 to 5 notes. Mean this is also note. So 1 to 5 notes. We have to adjust them indicating 0. If there is 0, we have to also write the 0 as well. And you should assume that does not claim fixed rate expenses. Okay, it does not claim fixed rate expenses. So we have to claim the actual rate expenses, the other option we have in the accrual basis. Okay, listen very carefully. Now, for the year ended, commence on the its first year of their business, and they have a complete 12 months business period. Accounts have been prepared using the default cash basis. They have used cash basis, but their bank has requested that you need to prepare trading profits using accrual basis. So that's why they have already calculated their profits using cash basis. In the cash basis, cash receipts less cash paid. But in accrual basis, it is all about receivable less payable. So they have already calculated their net profit of this. We'll be doing one by one. Okay, here are the receipts. It means it's just inflow. These receipts, there are chances they have not included any form of receivable because they are using cash basis. But read note 1. This receipts exclude amount owed as a receivable. Now, when you are calculating your profits on the accrual basis, you have to also add the credit sales as well. I mean, you have to also add the receivable as well. So receivable we will be adding because it is not included. They have not yet included. You will be adding in this receivable. What is the amount of receivable? 6,900. Right. Same goes with if there are any payable or other, we'll be going through with that as well. Now, note 1, we have already adjusted receivable 6,900. Now, cost of equipment. They have bought 6,200 asset cost of equipment. Well, equipment will be calculating capital allowances. We'll be doing working 1 here. Capital allowances. Normally, equipment is a part of plant and machinery. As their business is new, so they do not have any opening values of their capital allowances. Right? As their business is new, this is their first year. So they have bought plant and machinery, equipment. But as you all are aware that equipment is worth 6,200, right? So on this 6,200, they will be getting annual allowance, AIA, annual investment allowance. Full AIA is available, 6,200. So just make the allowances column here. 6,200, right? Purchase equipment. There is no any detail that it is used for the business purposes because there is no data given that asset used by owner or something. So we are done with note 2 as well. We'll be adding capital allowances, then we'll be deducting from the main pro forma, right? Give the heading of capital allowances. Okay. Then loan interest. For which purposes they have took this loan? If it is for the trade purposes, then this interest is an allowable. If it isn't for trade purposes, then this interest is allowable, right? By the way, they have already deducted this cost of equipment. By the way, this is very important. This is very important. They have already deducted this cost of equipment 6,200, and according to us, on this cost of equipment, there are going to be capital allowances in case of accrual basis, right? Although they have already deducted the 6,200, and we'll be getting capital allowances as well. So it means in accrual basis, you're also supposed to deduct this amount, but they have already deducted. So you're not supposed to deduct it again because they have already deducted this capital allowances amount. Now you have to do zero because we are doing working back. If they have not yet, let's say, adjusted for the capital allowances, then we might need to deduct the 6,200. But as they have already deducted the 6,200, they have already deducted 6,200. Now you'll not be doing again same the 6,200 deductions, right? Listen very carefully. Okay, now let's come to this another loan interest. Why they have took the loan? Loan is for working capital of the business. It means it for the trading purposes in accrual and in the cash basis, both. If you are taking loan for the trading purpose, interest is an allowable. So they have already deducted interest. You will be doing zero. This is very important. Cost of equipment capital allowances. Why I have done zero? Because we are getting capital allowances of 6,200. It means that 6,200 is going to be allowable. 6,200 will be deducting from here. They have already deducted this amount. So now you're not supposed to deduct this again. Right? Okay. Now, on the mileage allowance, okay, during the year ended, Michael drove 8,400 business miles and claimed the fixed rate mileage allowance. Fixed rate mileage allowance. But see here, you should assume Michael does not claim, and there's a note as well. In the accrual basis, he will not use the fixed rate mileage allowance. In the cash basis, you have let's say claimed mileage allowance on your use of own car for the business purposes. But in accrual basis, you will not be claiming this fixed rate mileage allowance. It means we have to add back. This mileage allowance will be adding back because we are not going to collect in the accrual basis 3780. Now, what we have to do? We will be calculating the actual expenses. We'll be calculating the actual expenses, and on those actual expenses, we will be claiming those actual expenses. Now, what are the actual expenses? Listen very carefully. The car, total car, and by the way, he purchased this car on 6 April, start of the year. The car was purchased new and zero CO2 emission car. It's a zero CO2 emission car. On purchase of car, he will be getting capital allowances. What's the price of car? 28,800. As this is a zero CO2 emission new car, new CO02, so there is a FIA, first year allowance. 100% FIA is available. First year allowance FIA 100% is available. Why? Because it is new car, zero CO2 emission. So it's an electric car, zero CO2 emission, but we'll be getting 100%. But in the column of allowances, as it is only 70% for the business purposes. So we'll be getting 70% of FIA in form of capital allowances. See, this will be your capital allowances on the car. We'll be deducting car capital allowances. In the accrual basis, this will be your deductions. 20,160. This should be your deductions. On the other end, what about the car expenses? As we are not claiming the mileage allowance, fixed rate mileage allowance, so we'll be claiming we have option. First is to go for the fixed rate mileage allowance. If you're not going for the fixed rate mileage allowance, you'll be always having option actual rate expenses. So what are the actual expenses? The car running cost. Car running cost is allowable, but again, the 70%, not the whole, the business portion. 3,220 into 70%. Fuel, yes. Again, 1620 into 70%. Right? So why we are doing this? Because in the cash basis, they have deducted regarding car this mileage allowance. We have added back in accrual basis, because in accrual basis, he will not be getting this mileage allowance. Instead of mileage allowance, he will be getting relief on actual expenses. So these are the actual expenses. Car running cost. Why I'm doing 70%? Because business portion is always allowable in the trading profits, not the private. Speeding fines. Now, this is a speeding fine not incurred by employee. It's an incurred by owner. It is disallowed. So 0 will not be allowable. The same parking fine. For employee parking fine allowed, employer parking fine is disallowed. Right? Now let's come to the last note. They have deducted this other allowable expenses of 105,300. Other allowable expenses. Okay. The other allowable expenses exclude amounts owed as a payable. It does not include. Mean why? Because they are using cash basis. In cash basis, they are not supposed to deduct the payables because it is on the paid basis. But when you are calculating your trading profit on accrual basis, the way you have added the receivable, now you have to deduct the payable as well. You will be deducting payable as well. What amount of payable? 5,700. After these all deductions, now you are done with your calculations. Your 7 marks are there. You'll be getting tax adjusted trading profits. Tax adjusted trading profits. Just do the formula. So this is your correct answer, tax adjusted trading profit, as you have got the correct amount of exact amount. I hope we have done the all calculations correct, right? These are the 7 marks. These were the 7 marks which we all are supposed to achieve. Uh, this was the correct, although we have just made a one error, 1620, it is 1670. Right now, your profits are absolutely correct. These are your trading profits. You got the 7 marks. Now, what are the other 6 marks? Because there is additional information as well. Remember this figure, 58017. Remember this figure. Calculate income tax liability. Now we'll be calculating income tax liability. So we'll be making pro forma income tax pro forma for tax year 24-25. I don't have any idea what source of income he is having, but I'm just aware that he does have a non-saving income, which is trading profits, which was 58017. Right? In the as you see, your computation should include the tax adjusted trading profit you are calculated under part B. So part B we have calculated that amount was, I guess, 58017. See here, that was here 58017. So we'll be adding that 58017 over here. Right now we don't have idea what are the other source of income he is having, but I have just mentioned that we'll be making, as we have to calculate the income tax liability, and should list the atom additional information section indicating by use of zero any atom which not are taxable or deductible. Okay, we'll be doing this. Now let's come to this other information. Okay, in addition to self-employed, following information is relevant. Is employed part-time. Okay, he's working as a part-time, so there are chances there is going to be employment income, right? Just working one, employment income. Working part-time, gross salary is 16,400. 16,400 is gross salary. Okay. Employer, his employer is contributing into occupational. Whenever your employer contribute in pension scheme, it's called exempt benefit, although you have to write employer contribution into occupational scheme. You have to mention by zero. Although if as an employee you are contributing, it is an allowable deduction. So see, Michael has also contributed. So it is an allowable deduction. Michael contribution into scheme is an allowable deduction. You'll be deducting this from 656. Okay. So I guess this is all about employment income. So just some, because note 2 is about most probably property income. So it is employment income is here. Right? Link, give the link. Okay. Now, let out furnished room, rent a room relief. Remember in the property income, rent a room relief. So it is about rent a room relief. So working 2 is about rent a room relief. Okay. So see, in rent a room relief, what you will be doing in rent a room relief, the rental income is 8,400 and incurred additional expenses of 1,260. Always use the most favorable basis. Most favorable basis as regard the tax treatment. So we have always two options. Remember lower of. What is the lower of? The rent received, which is 8,400 less allowable expenses, 1,260. So the answer is this. Other option is rent receive, 8,400, and the relief, rent a room relief, which is 7,500. You're not supposed to show the calculations, although if you do have time, so do the proper workings. You can show this working in the, let's say, direct pro forma as well. In here, you have to show the calculations. Now, see what is the lower of. You'll be, as he is using most favorable basis, it means he will be paying tax on this 900. So this is property income, which is going to be 900, right? Okay. He's also having a saving income as well. So we'll be writing saving income here. What type of saving income? It is 480. So let's say it might be interest or something. Make a column of total as well. Okay, this will give the total income. Just use the formula. Right, this will give the total income. Now, total income and made charitable donations. Donations does not have any impact on the man pro forma. It increase the band. It increase the tax band. And also it will impact on ANI as well. But right now, this total income, there is no any form of deductions. So this is also will be considered. There is no deductions. And there is no any relief or something. So this is also net income. We'll be deducting personal allowance full. Why? Because he's having a, in most probably his ANI is less than 100,000. As his net income is less. So personal allowance. Now calculate the taxable income. Just you can use if you want to, you can do this, right? So his taxable income is, he's a higher rate taxpayer. When you are a basic rate taxpayer, your 1,000 saving rate band, your 1,000 of saving income is taxed at the zero rate. But when you're a higher rate taxpayer, so 500 of a saving nil rate band is available. So automatically on the saving income, there will be no tax because it will be covered by saving income nil rate band. But before moving forward, we'll be calculating liability, working 3, basic band, extend. Why? Because there is a gift aid donations. What is your basic band? Is 37,700 plus this gift aid donation. Make sure that should be added gross. It is already grossy 700. So you'll be adding this 700 over here. So out of this 62,000, now I will be applying income tax liability. I'll be doing this income tax liability. First of all, on the 38,400, going to be 20%. On the above amount, 62,091 minus 38,400 multiplied by 40%. On this 480, because it is covered using saving nil rate band, so be 0%. So just do this. This 38,400 into 20%, right? This is just for your, let's say, clarification, although in paper you can do direct calculation in the cell as well. This minus the basic limit into 40%. So this is your income tax liability. So see, these questions are not as difficult. It's just that you require a proper format and you will be answering in a complete manner. So this is all about this. We have solved, and now I'll be solving next question in this as well.